What's up YouTube? It's me, Alex, and we're here for a new video, but this video is actually going to be talking about the set photos that have finally been released for Disney's live action The Little Mermaid. I am so excited for this movie. You guys don't even understand. I love The Little Mermaid. It is my favorite Disney movie. Like, anybody who knows me knows that is my favorite Disney movie. Ariel is my favorite Disney princess. Eric was my first Disney boyfriend, my first like crush of an animated character. And I love that movie. Ursula's like my favorite villain. I think that movie has great songs for the most part, because Under the Sea is great, but I can kind of, but Part of Your World and Poor Unfortunate Souls, like, oh my god. And then I remember when they went on Broadway, and I was able to like watch the show on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, the transformation from mermaid to human is so cool. Like, there's just so much about this movie. Oh my god, I love Little Mermaid. And so when I heard about this in the sea of all their remakes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical about this one than I've been about all the other ones. I mean, I've been critical, but I'm gonna be really critical because this one is my favorite one, and I can imagine it being really difficult to do considering the fact that a lot of it takes place underwater and you don't want it to look weird, because Aquaman does a good job for kind of doing it, but I remember people being like, oh, well, Aquaman deserves an Oscar for their visual effects, and I was like, I don't know about that. It wasn't always great, and so they could take their note from that, but I just hope it's better and a little bit more seamless, and it just feels more natural, because in Aquaman, I thought the color palette was really weird underwater sometimes, so it looked fake to me. So I just hope that this movie, with Disney's ginormous budgets, that they can do a little bit better. But I've been really optimistic about these remakes. I mean, regardless of how you feel, they're not gonna be replacing the movies that we know from our childhood. Like, yes, we grew up with the animated ones, but none of these remakes to me are replacing any of those. And if you don't want your kids to think, oh, well, Maleficent is a real story, but you like, no, Sleeping Beauty, then just show them both. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. There's just another way the story's being told. And yes, you can argue, well, they don't have any soul, it's just for money. Okay, and that's your opinion, the same way that I enjoy them. And I mean, I kind of agree with that a little bit on Dumbo, but we'll talk about that another time, and even Maleficent. But I really I loved Aladdin. Ugh, the air came back on. Sorry, y'all. I love The Jungle Book. I love Beauty and the Beast. I liked Cinderella. I can't think of what else might have been out, but I mean, I've enjoyed them. And I'm excited for Peter Pan and Wendy, and I just can't wait to see what they do. I'm very curious to see different ways of them telling these stories, and maybe correcting some moments that kind of got slipped through the animations, like, fixing up that what makes a red man red thing in the Peter Pan animated movie, because what? So, I mean, I'm just very curious to see, like, what they do, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see, like, how this comes about. This movie has already been super off track because of the pandemic, and so I know they started filming the movie. Ideally, I think their timeline was that it was supposed to be filming last year, and then it will probably be coming out like sometime this year. Like, it probably around this time it might have been getting ready to come out, or it might start showing trailers or something like that, and maybe it would come out like in around Christmas or November. But obviously the panorama kind of ruined that for everybody. So now we get set photos, and I'm super excited. And my thoughts about the cast really quickly is, I thought when Halle Bailey was cast, I thought that was a really good choice, because she's a very like ethereal look to me. I've never seen her act because I don't watch Grownish, so I don't know if she's a necessarily good actress, but I find her to be very beautiful. I think she can sing. I think her voice would be really, really great for Ariel. And to me, she just kind of has like this look to her that I feel like fits the character of Ariel, and so I think that'd be great. I would really hope that, because she normally has locks, that they would keep the locks and just dye them red. I don't think they need to do anything special to her hair, just keep the locks, because that's her natural hair. So I hope these set photos show that, so we can see what her hair looks like. And then I remember Jacob Tremblay was cast as Flounder, which I think was a great choice. I love that kid. I think he's such a really good actor, and I think he's a really, really good choice for Flounder. And for Awkwafina, she's been cast as Scuttle, and she kind of really annoys me. I don't know why she does, but she does. But she's kind of a really good choice for Scuttle, so I was like, alright, I'll allow it. Now, the problem came to me was how they were going to cast King Triton, Eric, and Ursula. I was like, well, they could do colorblind casting similarly to Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella with Brandy and Paolo Montalban, because, like, we watched that on the channel. If you didn't, you can check it out up here. That movie was colorblind casting similarly to how like stage shows do it, right? And so like you had like Whoopi Goldberg and Victor Garber, who had an Asian son, and he's white, she's black, and things like that. And you had Bernadette Peters, who was a white mom with a white daughter and a black daughter, and it was so cool to kind of see that. And so I thought this movie could have the opportunity to do something like that, because for one, obviously it's fantasy, but this would be a good chance to do it, because Eric's kingdom is on the water, so you can argue that he might be on an island in the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of those islands usually have a lot of people of color. Could be Portugal. I mean, you never know. And so I was very kind of unhappy when I saw that Melissa McCarthy was in talks for Ursula, when I thought that Queen Latifah could be better. Lizzo really wanted to have the chance to audition. She did like a whole video on it on her Twitter, and I think that she would have been fun. I think even having a drag queen, since Ursula was inspired from Divine, would have been great. Like Ginger Minj would have been great to be Ursula, because she can sing and she's really funny. I think that she could have been great. Peppermint probably could have been a good choice to be Ursula. I mean, like, I just feel like there's some other options that could have been more just Melissa McCarthy, because when I saw that she was in talks, I started like thinking of how she could do the roles. I don't know if she can sing. I've never really seen her sing, and I haven't really seen her play like a serious role, but Ursula's funny and she's charming, and Melissa McCarthy is funny and charming sometimes. Sometimes her shtick gets old, and I was picturing her shtick as Ursula, and I was really kind of annoyed. Like, I hadn't seen anything yet, but I was really kind of annoyed by it, and I was like, oh my gosh, because Ursula's kind of cruel too. Like, so I don't know. Like, I just want her to take that seriously and just not make a joke out of it. And then as for King Triton, I was really kind of annoyed about Javier Bardem. I think he's a great actor. He's very dynamic on screen, and I mean, he is a Spanish actor, but I don't know like what these sisters look like. So I just hope that Hallie as Ariel is not the only brown person in this family. I think it was a missed opportunity for her father to also be brown, or for, you know, whether or not he's black, but to be another brown actor. I think it was a missed opportunity for that. I did in my head cast Idris Elba, but I just feel like it just was a missed opportunity. And then as for Prince Eric, I really wanted Jordan Fisher, because he can sing, he's charming, he's so likable, and him and Hallie weren't too far apart in age where it was kind of icky. And because Harry Styles was the one who was in talks, and I remember there was, like, I think there was a big outcry about that. People were like, I don't want Harry Styles, and he like stepped down. He said for music reasons or whatever, which is fine. I mean, I think he's a great singer, but I've never seen him act, so I don't know if he could act. But I like Jordan Fisher a lot. I put him in everything, and I think he would have been a good Eric. But then we have Jonah Howard King, and I was like, I don't know this kid. Eric was always like just so cute to me, and like he seems like a nice guy, so I can't really say anything about him. I've never seen him in anything, so I guess we'll just see. I just really hope that Hallie and Jonah have really good chemistry, because I think that matters. I think so far all of the movies that we've had of the remakes where there's been like a love story, that I think they've all had nice chemistry. Naomi Scott and Mina Masood had amazing chemistry as Aladdin and Jasmine. Oh my god, amazing chemistry. So I just really hope they have chemistry. And I'm just very curious to see how the songs are handled and how the transformations are handled. And for Hallie, you know, Ariel spends a lot of the time silent, so she has to really do a lot of facial expressions and things like that. And I just really hope that she can capture that and not be awkward, but funny and charming and things like that. I have a lot of high hopes, and this is my favorite Disney movie, and I'm trying not to build it up too much in my head, so that way if I'm disappointed, I'm not sad about it. So let's look at some of these cast pictures. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, I see a picture right here. I wasn't even looking, but you know, I was trying so hard not to look. Oh, and Daveed Diggs was cast as Sebastian. I think that's a really good choice. But he's a crab the entire time. So okay. So we got a little something right there. It's not a lot, but just from there, her hair is more like a brown, like an auburn, not auburn, but like a kind of a burnt brown color. More than so, it looks red. Oh, there's a lot. Jacob Tremblay, because a lot of his work is really just voiceover. He can be in a studio and not have to actually be on set, but he is very pleased with Flounder's design. I mean, because Flounder is a fish, and have you ever seen an actual flounder? Like, have you guys ever actually seen a flounder? Like, flounders are very interesting looking fish. Like, you know, like, look at that. Oh, no. Like, Flounder from Little Mermaid, he's cute. And it's just like, and he's looking a little bit more plump than actual flounders. So, I'm very curious to see how he looks. And then same thing with Sebastian. He is a crab. And, you know, crabs look like this. So, how's that going to look when they're talking? I'm very curious to see how this goes, because Scuttle would probably be the easiest one, because the birds have a more pleasing aesthetic of how their mouths can move, as opposed to flounders and crabs. I'm very curious about that, because that's probably going to be really weird. So, okay, let's see if we can get something through these pictures. So, it looks like this is when Ariel just came out of the water. She's hiding somewhere, of course, wearing the mask. Good. Oh, this must be the dress that Scuttle made for her. Okay, so she's hiding under something. Oh, there we go, full size. Okay, hiding. Someone's on a boat somewhere. I can't tell. Are her hair, is her hair still in locks? I think it might be. I can't quite fully tell. Or at least it's just very like crinkly. And oh, see, okay, look how this kingdom kind of looks. You know, I feel like this would definitely be like a lot of people of color, and that I just hope there's a lot. I just hope there's a lot of diversity in this movie. Because I think if there's not, that's a really big missed opportunity for this movie. Let's see. It's really hard to tell. It looks like she still has her locks, which I was really hoping for. Ariel was supposed to be blonde in the original animated movie, but they noticed that the blonde didn't look that great in the water, because in the Hans Christian Andersen version, which is what the Little Mermaid is based off of, the Little Mermaid, she doesn't really have a name. I believe she is blonde, but the animation didn't look great for her in the movie, so they made her red because the red looked better on the water, which it does, and obviously Ariel became the first redheaded Disney princess at the time, so I think that's really cool. There's a lot of pictures that are like down here, but they're not really really giving me much, and then every time I click next, it kind of gets back to like similar pictures that I was looking at before. So, oh, is it an Asian lady? Okay. It looks like she still has her locks. Cool. I was really hoping that she would. Like, I was really hoping they did not change her hair. They just dye it a red color. So we just have some nice little set photos. There's a lot of them, but they all seem to be kind of similar look, where it's just like her, maybe when she first comes out of the water and she gets the clothes and she goes into the kingdom. So maybe Eric doesn't necessarily find her right on the beach, but she makes her way into the city. I remember thinking that because people love to clown Ariel for, oh, well, you left your family for a man. I'm like, not like people don't do that. But I just feel like it's a little unfair to say that she left her family just for this boy. And it's like, yeah, she did. However, if you remember the story, she wanted to be human or visit the human world before she met Eric. Part of that world song is before she even sees him. She wants to be human. She wants to experience human things and humanity before she meets him. And then she finds the boat and she sees him and he's like, oh, he's cute. The same way that people do now. Don't act funny. And then she was like, well, obviously I want to meet him because he's cute. And things like that. Yes, love at first sight for her. So, but for a live action movie, which I'm assuming will probably be about 2 hours, they can obviously allow for more interactions between Eric and Ariel that allow her to fall in love. I mean, they actually have 3 days, and they can make it where it feels like 3 days. Because an animated movie kind of goes by like that, because it's like a 90-minute movie, so you may not know like how long. And of course, she can't talk, so they just have to spend a lot of time together. And I'm just very curious to see how they handle the story, because I feel like Ariel gets a lot of undue hate for being a teenager. So, because, like, again, don't act like y'all people didn't sneak out y'all house to go be with some boy, or be with some girl, or be with somebody. Get out of here. So, I just feel like that's unfair. And then for the whole contract thing, people love to talk about how Ariel was wrong, Ursula, justice for Ursula. No, okay, Ursula scammed Ariel. It doesn't even matter. You had a contract with fine print about the girl couldn't even read. Okay, and you were definitely playing on her emotions. Get out of here. All right, I will defend to the end. Okay, let me see if there's anything else before I end this. There's more set photos of her and Jonah. Okay. Oh no. So she's wearing a wetsuit. She has locks, cool, and she's wearing like a wetsuit tail. And they're on the beach talking. Okay. Oh, so this must be them practicing of when she saves him. Ooh, I'm excited. Don't look at these disgusting comments over here, because people are, I can't even, I say what I have to say about that, and that's it. I will have to say that Rob Marshall, he's directing it, and he did Mary Poppins Returns and Into the Woods, and I enjoy those movies. Like, I really like Into the Woods. I like the music, but there is a lot that is left wanting from both of those. So I just hope that whatever magic that he himself can't seem to put into the movie, that the actors can. And I'm trying to say this in the most non-shadiest way as possible, because I really like Mary Poppins Returns. I thought it was cute, but I also felt it just didn't have the same, and I guess this is where that whole soulless thing comes in. It wasn't as good as it could have been, but I thought the acting was fine. So take that as you will. So is there anything else? Oh, they're just together. Oh, okay. He's just not doing it for me. Okay. I don't see a release date yet, but that's cool. I mean, okay, so What do you guys think about Disney's live action remake of The Little Mermaid? How do you feel about the animated version in general? And are you excited and curious to see how a live action movie works? And if so, like, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, what kind of beats do you want them to hit? Do you want Ariel and Eric to kind of have more time to spend together? Do you want to spend more time exploring Ursula's backstory? It's about Ariel, so, you know, we don't want them to try to put so much in there that the movie feels disjointed. But, like, what kind of things are you expecting? Are you expecting more character development, more music? How do you expect them to handle the classic music from the animated movie? Like, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, how do you feel about the cast? And if you don't agree with the cast, that's fine, but I do not want to see any like racist or nasty comments in the comment section, because I will not stand for that. But let me know, like, if you had any other options for who you wanted to see play these characters, please feel free to share them. That's super cool. So, as always, you guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell to get notifications from when I post more videos. And, as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.